such a time as this.
And welcome to For Such a Time as This. I'm your host, Pastor James Pittman. Part 2 of the Kirk Franklin interview that was done at the radio station. And let me say this up front. Listen to them, love them, got a problem. And these next ones, I love them, pray for them, but we got a problem. Here's the first clip.
Have to understand also is that the canon of Scripture still is coming from a place of a loving God. God is not built to hate gay people. The Bible is not a manual on how to hate gay people. Mm-hmm. And so if we continue to keep isolating these individual things and make that the premise of what God is and who God is, we're missing the standpoint is that there's room at the cross for all of us. Yeah. And all of us got something. Mm-hmm. All of us got something. And to make yours something bigger than my something is to miss how big the love and grace of God is. And God is a God of truth.
Scripture is a loving manual. And it's so loving, it tells gay people how to be ex-gay people. And yes, there's room at the cross and there's grace, but there's room in grace at the foot of the cross so that we can change and come out of our sin, stop being thieves, stop being murderers and adulterers, stop being homosexuals. That's what Scripture says. And it seems as though Kurt is dancing. Seems like he has to apologize for what the Bible actually says. Here's the second one. One of the hosts attacked the concept of conversion therapy. And what conversion therapy is it is Christian in nature, in which those who find themselves with same-sex attractions try to go through a therapy in which they convert from being a homosexual to heterosexual. It's called conversion therapy. And so the host criticizes any Christian or Christian thought that seeks to change the homosexual. And we'll see Kurt's response.
We'll have to feel the humanity of things. Like I was looking at how in conversion therapy and how they're starting to outlaw it in some places, but I can't even believe that's still legal.
Yeah. And I think it's very embarrassing to think that that we have to make people exactly the way that we think that they need to be able to do life with them. Mm-hmm. Because it's all about walking out life with men and women, and to see everyone created in God's image, and not it basically no one group of people will ever be monolithic, you know.
I don't know if Mr. Franklin and most people realize that everyone who comes to the cross is in conversion therapy. Whether I'm converting to be an ex-thief, an ex-murderer, or an ex-homosexual, we convert from those things that sin had us chained, and we convert or we go through conversion to stop sinning. Mr. Franklin said he is embarrassed that when someone has same-sex attractions, that someone seeks through Christian means and Christian scriptures to convert, to go through conversion therapy and stop being a homosexual and be a heterosexual according to God's plan. And to say that we think people have to be like us in order that we can do life together, that's not our opinion. That's God's opinion. God says it, not us. And he is embarrassed for Christians who believe in conversion therapy. Here's the last one. And this one. Oh.
When you say get rid of this lack of empathy, right, I start thinking about old white males.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they'll never have empathy just because they so stuck in their ways. Like a lot of it is racism, a lot of it is sexism. You see what's going on with the abortion ban. You see how they've historically treated us.
Yeah.
When you say get rid of people with no empathy, it's like, do they got to die?
Well, it's wow. It's I think that the mindset does have to.
Yeah.
And even there were white men, that were abolitionists that contributed to the betterment of black and brown people at some point. But at some point, you're right. It appears that if you're not
Nothing that man said was right. Don't say you right. Nothing he said was right. The host named Charlemagne, I think it's Charlemagne the God. Oh. But the host says, let's get rid of these negative things in culture, which is the embodiment of the white male. Let's kill the white male. And Mr. Franklin says, oh, wow. He then launches into a defense, his defense of the white male, of saying there were abolitionists who were white. So let's not kill him. Let's not kill him. There were some good ones. There were some good ones in history. So let's not kill him. But you're right. The mindset has to change. He didn't say the mindset. He said white males. It seems like a rhetorical question. White males, they got to die, right? They got to die, right? Kirk Franklin's response should have been, no, they don't have to die. Sin is not a white-black issue. It is a human issue. And again, Mr. Franklin was not as forceful as he should have been. Pray for him. Pray for him. But once again, we see one of these Christian artists. You know what? Maybe we need to have Christian artists draw up a statement of faith before we start buying their music and supporting them. I still don't know how they can move and stand up with no backbone.
For such a time as this,